Welcome to Unfiltered Lives at the Other Side.
Thanks for having us.
And thanks for having us. It's been a pleasure getting to know you this last week. Every time I open Facebook, mate, man, you're never off it.
Yeah, it's been a busy few weeks for us, Charlie, but it is what it is, and yeah, we'll get on.
Tell us what's been happening in Community Links then.
So we started the group a year ago. We felt the people in the community weren't getting the help that was available to them, and they weren't taking it, what was on offer, and we thought we could help out with it and sitting them down and educating them and just putting plans in place for them, like a link in a chain with other service providers in the town. Yeah, we thought there was a gap missing that we could fill.
So what made you think about doing this for other addicts or mental health? What it made you do this? What's your background then?
So I grew up with a drug addict for a father. Yeah, I've been around the drug scene since I was probably 2-3 year old. My dad was a dealer in the town, been sentenced to jail for it a couple of times, big sentences. Yeah, it was how I grew up. It was rife on our community, like in our community where I grew up. I grew up in Seaton Lane. It's a rough part of the town, and in Hartlepool. Yeah, back in the day it was brutal. Yeah.
So, did you follow your dad's path? Is that what or were you trying to navigate out of your dad's path? Or
I never at first. I had a pretty good upbringing at home. Yeah. He was who he was. You know what I mean? Like, if out happened in the community, chemists to get burgled, they'd bring it back to my house. They'd sort it out. Like, yeah, it was where stuff got done, and I grew up amongst it. You know what I mean? And I seen it. I'd lost family members through it. My dad himself, he died 2009.
Oh, sorry,
heroin overdose. My sister died 3 years ago. Heroin overdose. Yeah, it's
so man, you've definitely been through this mill of it, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not new to me. I'm 18 years clean myself, heroin and crack cocaine. Yeah, I was homeless 10 years. I've been sober 16 years off the drink. And yeah.
Take us through your school days. How was school?
There's not much to tell. Like, senior school, I was never there. Like, we'd nick off school, we'd go and play in the park, we'd get a bottle, we'd be on the bottle, and you had a truant officer who'd come looking for you in a little Mark 1 Fiesta back in the day, and we knew who his motto was. Like, the lads would be smoking, drinking, whatever, playing football. He'd come in and he'd get scattered, and we'd get a letter sent home, or someone would knock on the door saying Craig hasn't turned up at school again today. And yeah, that's how it was.
What was your first taste of drugs? What age? What would you have been?
12, 13.
12, 13 when that early?
Yeah. I tried tablets and stuff before then, like Valium, duck eggs, the wobblies. Like everyone was on them when we were growing up.
Jellies?
Yeah, the jelly eggs. Like they were big. The Tamazis. You'd get, when the lads would do the chemists, you get the ampules, and it's pure diamorphine, like a little stink bomb. You snap the cap off, and the older lads would have it on the foil, and they'd be tooting it on the foil. And we growing up on the estate, like we see in this, you know what I mean? Especially in my house, it was prevalent. And
in your house,
yeah,
so when
my uncle, my uncle,
from an early age.
My uncles are on it, my dad's on it, my mum's going shoplifting to fund my dad's drug habit. Like, my mum was like a professional shoplifter back in the day. Yeah, she'd £300-400 a day profit. He'd get it, he'd do it in, and yeah, that was how we grew up.
So this must have been around about the early 80s then, is there?
Yeah. Well, I'm 47 now.
47, yes. The same age as myself.
Yeah. Yeah.
So your first, drugs
Acid.
Acid.
Yeah, crack pipes. I had to go on the pipe. I didn't get addicted to it. I had it. I tasted it, see what it was like. I wasn't a big dope head. I didn't do like the cannabis, the resin, you know. My uncles were on, they'd be on the coke can and they'd have the weed on the coke can and they'd smoke the cans. And yeah, it was just part of growing up. Like we were all.
I know I'm smiling, we were part of growing up, isn't it? It's mental, that, isn't it? Part of growing up. And your uncles, your mum's at mum shoplifting, when your dad's in and out, and all this is round about you. And you're just this kid who's just
so my dad used to sell weed from the house. And if he'd gone out, whatever he was doing, we'd get left with a parcel in the house. People would come, we'd be serving it up from 12, 13-year-old. Yeah. So it's a quick education for you, I suppose. You grow up quicker than... And I was knocking about with older boys as well on my estate. Like, I might be 12, 13, but I'm knocking about with 17, 18-year-olds, the lads who've already left school and,
So what about job-wise or anything like this?
We didn't have no prospect to like...
No.
It was make money or you're going to jail. Like, there were your prospects, you know what I mean? The lads would go cake factories or we'd cut holes in fences. The lads are riding about on motorbikes, you're robbing shops. It's just madness. Running in shops with axes, pulling tills out. And,
What was your first brush with the police?
I'd seen
all your life?
They're at my house every day,
Really?
The doors coming off. Yeah, my dad's got dogs out of scrap yards tied to the front and back door so the police can't come through them. Yeah, it's fucking... Yeah, it's mad.
When was your first real brush? You with a place like you?
Shoplifting, like we'd run in the town. We'd get pulled and just kids being kids. Like there wasn't JDs and out then. It was all like Watch Shop or Woolworths and we just go to the football. We'd jump in the football stadium. We used to have a big stock car stadium.
I'm a Hartlepool fan.
I'm not big on football, but we'd go because it was something to do. We'd go swimming, we'd go Millhouse, we'd go the football, we'd go the stock cars on a Sunday, and it was a dog track and a stock car track, and that was big when we were growing up back in the day. Yeah.
So I'm just trying to get a picture of your life.
Petrol. We were all like on the solvents, like from a young age. Like we were all petrol heads, like sniffing the petrol and Tip-X's, aftershaves, like the solvents and just the madness, getting the buzz.
So I'm just trying to get a picture of you in my life. It just sounds like, and I'm sorry for saying this, absolute chaos, but a structured chaos, if that makes sense.
Well, we knew what we were doing and once the lights are out in the street, it's home time, you know what I mean?
I need to go and get this money to you survive, to eat, and you do what I'm doing.
So
pillow at night.
It was, even though we weren't related, all the kids on the estate, like if I'm around my pal's house, his mum would put me a plate out and feed me. That's how it was like back in the day. There was
all community, isn't it? So even women,
solid. If you were out of area and you come in the area, you know what I mean? That's how it was. We all had different estates, like out Manor, Dyke House, Seaton Lane, and you looked after your own.
So take me through then. So we're growing up in Hartlepool, we're sitting the Lane, and you're getting to your teenage years, you're growing into it in adulthood, like you're in 20s. I mean, take us through that.
So I wasn't here then. My mum, she split up with Davy, my stepdad. She'd gone away in Manchester, left me with Davy. She'd got away, and I was struggling at home. Like it wasn't working for me. I wanted more. Like I wanted to get out and do bits, and I ended up roofing. The bloke that owned the company, Frankie, he got banned from driving and put me in the driver's seat of the van. Like, so that was when I was supposed to be at school, but I wasn't. I was driving like the works van, and I was earning, like I was getting money and I was getting away. I was London. I was all over, like roofing with the lads. Yeah.
So you've already got a mindset that you want better for yourself now, isn't it? So money. So when you're at Grafton,
I wanted money.
Is that what it was?
I wasn't making money at home, and I was tuned in. I seen the older lads flying about on motorbikes, and they're having nice clothes and that on, and we went staying there
So early 20s, you're all about the country.
I'm all over
you're
by then.
roofing.
Yeah, I'm all over. I'm doing bits, and yeah, I'm enjoying it. Like
How was the drugs then?
Yeah, was prevalent. It was,
harder drugs now?
yeah, heroin, crack cocaine. Yeah, brutal. So I'd follow the drugs.
Yeah.
I'd stopped working with Frankie, and Frankie's dad now. Like he'd gone out for Indian, and I think he'd ended up having a heart attack, fell down the stairs, and that's Frankie gone. Like he's passed away, but he looked after me while I was there, him and his wife. And I grew up in their house, like part of their family. They reared me like from young. And yeah, I'd end up going back to my mum's in Manchester, and
so that's where your mum had went to
Manchester.
When you went to Manchester.
She'd split up with Davy. She'd met this new bloke. He was a contractor in Hartlepool, but he lived in Manchester. His home's there. He's set up there. My mum's moved my sister out of our house, packed up, gone. I've seen them driving off, waving at them and that.
What about me?
Yeah, basically that's how it was. And I'd reconnected with her later on, and yeah, I'm already getting into madness and that then.
So now you're doing Manchester. I mean, what year was that?
I'd followed the drugs.
Into the 90s then?
Yeah, I'd followed. So I ended up going in Rehab 2009. No, sorry, 1999. Yeah. That was my first detox. I'd gone Keithley.
What was that for?
For heroin.
Heroin.
Yeah. And I'd ended up homeless and stuff after that. And yeah, just crazy. I'd follow the drugs. I ended up, I had a £500 a day drug habit. Heroin and crack cocaine, snowballs.
Is this doing in Manchester still?
Yeah, wherever I was, Leeds, Sheffield, Manchester, London, Edinburgh.
Just chasing it?
Yeah, just follow the drugs wherever it was strongest, I'm there.
So 1999, you go into your first detox and then what was that like?
Keithley. I don't really remember much about it, but I knew I needed to do it, or that's me dead, yeah. So I met this bloke, and he runs something similar to what I'm doing now. Simon Gillies called. I'm still friends with him today. Like he's one of my heroes of recovery, and yeah, we're really good friends. He mentors me, tells me what I need to know about what we're doing, and he does the same thing in Manchester.
Really?
But he was doing it then when I was probably at my worst.
Yeah.
And I'd go to him to seek help and guidance.
When did you end up coming back to Hartlepool? Or has that been a process of moving back through my detoxes?
Yeah, I'd done the detox thing. Like I'd say, I'd been in 5 times.
5 times you've been in detox? All my different detox.
It was Teen Challenge mostly. 4 times, I think, Teen Challenge.
We spoke about my Teen Challenge.
Yeah, Bettle. Yeah, I was in Bettle for a bit, and I'd stayed in monasteries in Scotland and everything, like to go and try and detox myself, like for a couple of weeks.
So there must have been something in you. It was just there must have been something in you going, I need to change. I need to change, or I'm gonna. Yeah, I tried the cry out for help, the suicide thing. You know what I mean? And cut myself, end up in hospital. I'd be back out, and just madness. I wasn't getting the help I needed at that time. I was lost in my own head, and whether I wasn't receiving the help or I just wasn't switched on to take the help that was offered to me at the time. Thought I knew better, left. I'll go and figure it out myself, and fucked up. But what about prison sentences? Did you get any prison sentences?
I ran out of a jewellers in Leeds with gold chains and stuff, and I ended up getting arrested for that, and I done a little daft sentence, 6 months or whatever it was. And came home. I'd been to Home House for fighting. I'm out of there. Yeah, just not major. I was lucky how I was living that I hadn't been jailed longer for what I was allegedly doing at the time.
So it seems to me, if I get a snapshot of your life from practically born to maybe the age of 29, 30, there's just been this like my drugs, chaos, them chasing drugs, the Manchester Leagues. I ended up at rehabs, I'm in prison.
Yeah. It's that. Confusion it was, just lost in confusion. Yeah. People I was with, associated with, like, sparred up. Me and my pals, like, we'd go out, we'd get the money, we'd do the drugs. We had an abandoned pub in Leeds, and we'd all go in, like, we'd go and do what we were doing, we'd go and score, and we'd go back to the abandoned pub, and that would be our place to get sorted and switched on. And yeah, I'd gone in one day, and one of my pals is missing. And you know the old radiators that you have with the 2 bars on the top. So we had all electric on in this pub, by the way, and it was a legal squat. It was home to me. And one of the kids off the street, he'd gone missing. We'd gone in, and he'd overdosed 3 days previously. With no top on, fell on this radiator, and it's burnt the full back off him. Like, yeah, that was one of the lads that was
and that's just one
lost in the madness, the addiction. Yeah.
Do you find I've found that because of so much happened in my life, like I don't know where it starts and ends, because there's that much madness and that much chaos. Where does that start? Where does that end? Yeah. There's so much, and my mind still finds it hard to
figuring shit
all
out
together.
Yeah. See, I'm like that with dates. Like, from somebody says birthdays or something to me, like I can't register it. Like, even if I see it written down, like, I struggle. I don't know if it's because I was a little bit dyslexic or whatever at school, and when I went to school. But I don't know.
I think we've all got a wee bit of something, isn't it? And the drugs must have
saying, it slowed me down a lot.
And my memory as well.
Yeah. You know? Yeah. The old fog pot.
If I don't say someone's name straight away,
you forget it.
Oh man, it's gone, and man, I'm calling him Peter, Harry, or Sally. You know,
crazy. But I don't know. Like, I'd done the rehabs, came out the rehabs, came home, I'd overdosed 7 times. My final time, my auntie and my sister were in Hartlepool, and my mum had gone away on holiday, and I'm staying at my mum's home from Teen Challenge for a weekend. I'd gone in a shop, clocked one of my mates from back in the day, a user. We've gone and scored. I've got it, done it, gone back to my mum's, and I've overdosed. And my sister's come in, found me, and my auntie's ran over from over the road, my mum's sister. And the paramedics are in trying to revive me and get me around. And apparently I was gone. I was flatlining, the adrenaline or what have you's gone in. They've got me back around, and my sister's shouting, "Leave him, he's fucking useless, he's this, he's that," which is understandable, because I was horrible back in the day. Like, I probably would have been better off gone.
Yeah.
But and I still use drugs after that. Like,
it's crazy, isn't it? The insanity.
You're fucking dead 1 minute, and then you're back out, and you're still going back to it. Like,
you just
I had no off switch.
Yeah.
So even though I was helpless and hopeless, I don't know, I wasn't finding a way out. And I'd gone in Art Cemetery, put a rope around my neck, climbed on a gravestone, jumped off. The branches snapped. I've knocked myself out, and the dog walkers found me 4 o'clock in the morning. Like, I don't know. I wasn't meant to go.
No.
And then,
there's been something.
Like, something's always been guiding me.
What you've been through.
It's not just that. Like, wherever I was, or whether I was getting close to, it was happening to them and not me. Like, I always felt like I don't know. Like, I'm all right. Like, I've got through it.
Yeah.
I've been in some near misses. Like, I've been attacked with hammers. I've been kidnapped, smashed to bits with bats, and I was horrible. Like, back in the day with the drugs and that. I'd phone dealers to come and see me, and like, they're staying with me till the drugs have been done. And madness. Yeah.
What do you think drives us to the madness, and we keep driving?
I don't know, but the passion that I have now with these people that are, since we've started community links, you know, the passion that you had when you were thirsty and you needed a drink, and you were going to get the money for your drink. I'm trying to use that same passion and hunger, getting these people fixed and switched on. And that's what's keeping me going. and now I'm married. I have 2 kids who need to believe me when I'm talking to them and educating them. I have a 10-year-old and a 14-year-old. Lovely wife, Lisa. She's knew me since we were kids, and she's seen me go through the bad times and the good times. And
Craig, so if you can tell us when you started to think, I need a way out, this is getting too much, there's something not right here, and I need a way out.
so I'd obviously travelled about, done the detoxes, and I was at my worst, like when I was on the heroin, the crack cocaine, the snowballs. Like I say, madness, like £500 a day habit, and it was hard to get like £500 back in the day. It wasn't hard to go and score. You needed money to go and get it, and it was
£500 a day,
yeah,
and that's back
yeah,
in the 90s, isn't
yeah,
it? That's a lot of graft,
yeah.
isn't it?
So you could only get £250 out of cash points back in the day. So knife point robberies prevalent, allegedly, and yeah, that was funding the drugs, but it got me. It broke me. I ended up scoring. I'd booked an holiday to Spain. Gone to Spain for a month. Took drugs with me, an eighth of heroin, an eighth of crack cocaine. I thought I'm going to use it to detox myself, and I've ended up doing it in 2 days in Spain. I've got pulled out of a motor off armed police. They took my passport, and I needed to pay money to get my passport back. And I'd gone home, back to the apartment that I was staying in, and I'd detoxed for 22 days, no medication. And that was me, brutal, yeah, bareback.
That's
rattle.
Over in Spain?
That was a bareback rattle, like for 22 days.
Uh-huh.
And that was the last time I used Class A drugs.
And this is the start of the way out. You didn't know it then?
So I thought, but being addicts, we substitute one for the other, and I became a really big drinker. I drunk during my addiction, but not as much. Odd cans here, odd cans there, and a glass or whatever. But now I'm spiraling out. I've become an homeless. You know, when you see the guy in town and he's the homeless drunk.
Yeah.
I was the homeless drunk back in the day, like.
But you become that at a very early age.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. But I was him. I'd made it.
Yeah.
No, like, I was that guy. There was 2 of us. So the guy I was with, Jeff, he was another alcoholic, bottles of Storm cider. Jeff's fell over. He's got a bang on the head. He's gone to the hospital. He's come out the hospital. He's fell and banged his head again. He's had a brain aneurysm, died outside the hospital at Hartlepool General. And I'm amongst all this, like 17, 18 litres of cider a day. Yeah, my liver went hard. I've ended up getting a bottle of vodka off an Optics. And I'm going back up the cemetery where I go and drink.
Mm-hmm.
And I've clocked 2 lads that I know from my day-to-day activities, whatever I've been doing. They're just 2 lads on the street who we knew. And I'd been invited back to one of the houses where they were staying, and they've tried robbing me, but they've both given me it with claw hammers, and they've smashed me up bad, like left me for dead. So the old windows you used to have before the double glazing with just I've ran and I've got out the house, and I've made my way over onto the main street where we were. I banged on a woman's door, collapsed in a garden full of blood, and I'd ended up getting took to hospital. My mum's been informed that this has happened. She's come and got me. I've got a bleed on the brain. I'd been patched up in hospital, sorted out, sent home. My mum's took me back in then, looking after me, and I became really bad with the paranoia and depression, anxiety. Like, I'm staying in the house. I'm not going out. This is my safe zone.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it was crazy. my now wife Lisa lived 4 doors away from us, and I know Lisa's brother liked to drink Lee, and we used to sit out the back and we'd have a bit of banter and chat and what have you. And I ended up getting back in touch with Lisa, and we've started going out, but I still wouldn't go out. You know, I'd like she's trying to get me out, and I wouldn't go nowhere. She started taking me out for meals and stuff. We'd start going pictures, and she just eased me in. And then my job would come up in the arcade. My boss, Paul Carr and Lloyd Nichols, they own the amusement arcades and Seaton, Lloyd. They got me in for a job interview. They knew my story, who I was, what had happened, and they gave me a chance. And luckily, that job saved my life. Like, I've been there ever since.
You've been there 15 years?
Yeah, I've been there 15 years and been sober 16 years. So now married to Lisa. We have 2 beautiful kids, and
Mate, that's absolutely fantastic.
I've gone from an homeless drunk to running a multi-million-pound company. I'm a manager in the arcades now, like, passed my driving test. Yeah, I've got 2 kids of my own. I love waking up now and enjoying life.
Yeah.
Where I was hopeless and helpless, I wanted a way out.
Yeah.
I was trying to switch off and get out of it now. Just completely free, like 360 turnaround. Like, I love what we're doing and community links.
What does that feel like? That
just payday for me. So Bobby today, we've got Bobby in. Bobby's clean today, and that's payday for me.
And that's in Community Links?
Community Links Hartlepool,
You want to tell us a wee bit, I'm in about that, because you've been clean and sober now in 18 years, when did you say?
18 years off the classes, 16 years off the drink.
When did the idea for Community Links come into your mind? Because I know previously you'd mentioned that there was one in Manchester who, that chap that Ken looked up to.
Yeah, so me and Simon's chatted on and off a bit, and I've been through to see him, and I've took my wife like through to see him and my kids and introduced him, and I love the recovery, and I love the value in people where they're broken, because I've sat there, I've been them. Like, if I can change, I know I can switch these on and get these changing through my own lived experience.
So is that where the thought came from, or the idea came from?
It's always been in me.
Oh, it's always been in you?
Yeah, so like, I've always wanted to do outreach. I've started a soup kitchen, me and my wife in Hartlepool, St Aidan's Kitchen, 7 years ago.
Right.
And it's feeding 300 odd people a week now.
Still doing that?
We done that like 7 years ago. We opened it.
Wow.
Yeah, so helping the community's always been there.
And now you've been doing Community Links for just over a year?
Just over a year, yeah.
And what's that about then?
So Community Links, it's a community hub where people can come who's struggling with addiction, alcohol dependent, substance misuse. With no judgment, they'll come in, we'll put a plan in place, and we'll get them switched on and get them the help that they need.
Yeah.
Whether it's in the community or out the community, we can send them away. We have a direct route into rehabilitation. And it's changing the game.
And this is in the middle of Hartlepool, isn't it?
It's in
centre in the middle.
Central Hartlepool. We do home visits as well. If you're afraid of the group activity, I'll come and see you in your house and tell you about what we're doing. We'll switch it. Just reach out. Like, it's all over social media. It's all over Facebook. Mm-hmm. All the numbers, all the details.
So you're giving back, aren't you? You're giving back big time, aren't you? Just as someone who's been through my life for them.
These are people. We've lost too many people to addiction. One of our trustees, Jew, she lost her son, Stephen, who was a good friend of mine, to the addiction, and for her to come and put her time and effort in on her days off, voluntary, you know what I mean? I think, and Stephen as well. Stephen's 25 year clean. He's my sister's partner. Like, me and Stephen were active together. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
so that's amazing, isn't it? Like, people who are in active addiction and the grit of addiction and chaos are now reaching out and helping other addicts.
They've sat there, they've been there, they've lived where they are. Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
Because you can walk the walkman, can't you? Talk the talkman with them.
It's not an educational program, you know, like it's not to do with grades. It's like it's lived experience. These people know a way out, and if we can switch people on and show them, then that's what
And you
we're
know
going
what
to
I
do.
love as well? You're a definitely no bullshit man sort of lad.
Straight,
There's no the pulling the wool over your eyes.
It is what it is.
Isn't there?
It is what it is.
No.
Like, yeah.
And we need that man as well, man,
Yeah.
don't we? We do need that man patting the back as well, but we do need to call bullshit.
Yeah. It is what it is. Like, if you're going to come and lie to us, and you know, you're lying to yourself.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Point,
and you're putting off the work that could be progressing.
I mean, Craig, what's a day in the life like in your man life? What's it?
So I get up in the morning. I go and open the amusement arcades. Get my kid. Well, I get up. I get my kids ready for school. Me and my wife. If she's on night, she wakes up. She shifts to me. So it's very like passing shifts as it is. Like if we're home together, it's special. Like, you know what I mean? It's quality time. The family all being together, but she knows what I'm doing, and she supports me fully. The kids love what we're doing, and the kids see the change in the people as well. And the kids know my story from day one. Like, they've been switched on about it, and I think all kids should be aware of what's going on. They should be in schools, by the way. Like, it should be taught in schools. Yeah,
you're definitely right, mate.
Because they're going out
and it should be taught in schools from people like you. You know, that's where it should be taught from, in my opinion. What would you say to still an alcoholic or addict or someone with mental health? What would you say to the person still out there, still suffering, Craig?
Come to community links and get switched on. Right, find yourself, and we'll help you do it.
Last question. What would you say to the Craig of the past?
There is help out there. Keep going, my lad. There it is.
Brilliant, mate. Thanks very much for the interview, mate.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Brilliant, man.
Thank you very much. Cheers, buddy.
Right,